All right, we are live on YouTube. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here tonight, live here on the main channel, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas. I'll share more about that in just a little bit regarding why I am streaming once again on the main channel, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas. So stick around for that. I have a great show for you folks here tonight. I'm going to be discussing, how things are 1 month into the new year, my thoughts about that. And I also have two amazing Reddit stories, Reddit dating stories I'm going to be going over that you're not going to want to miss. But before we get to all of that, first of all, let me make sure everything's rolling smoothly here on the old school channel, the original Coach Eli, Elias, Melas channel here. Some people call it Coach Eli 1 because there's Coach Eli 2. Let me first of all check out the back end of YouTube and see if things are rolling smoothly, and they absolutely are. And let me make sure that the YouTube notification has also gone out, and it looks like it did. And let me do a sound check here on the main channel. That in just a little bit regarding why I am streaming once again on the main channel, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas. So stick around for that. All right, everything is rolling well. I changed my stream key, and it's working beautifully. Hey, Will, how you doing, bro? To remind you folks, there is a 1 minute delay between what I say and what goes out here on these in-studio streams, whether they're on Coach Eli, Elias, Melas, also known as Coach Eli 1, or on Coach Eli 2 authentic live streams. So please forgive me if it takes me a little bit longer than usual to respond. But welcome to the show, Willis. It's been great to talk with you behind the scenes, and I look forward to future collaborative opportunities with you. Will's been out there on TikTok, and he is tearing it up on TikTok. He was telling me that he had 40,000 viewers on TikTok the other day, and he's just doing really well out there. So I don't know. Maybe I should explore my TikTok opportunities. But I'm a YouTube diehard. I'm a YouTube faithful, and I don't know. I've got 2 monetized channels here, and I don't know. It's going to be kind of hard to get me to produce any more content than I already do on another platform. I mean, this is time-consuming enough, but we'll see what happens. And who knows? I think Will and I may be doing some collabs in person because he lives here in the San Francisco Bay Area where I live. We're not too far from each other, about a half an hour away from each other. He's in, I believe, the San Jose area, and I'm in Redwood City. So, a quick hop, skip, and a jump up the 101 or Highway 280. And yeah, there we are. We've got 10 viewers here. Interesting. We've got 10 viewers here. Let me mention a few things very briefly before we get to the topic here. First of all, why am I streaming here on Coach Eli, Elias, Melas? Let me see here. First of all, just to make it very clear, like I mentioned on my community posting on Coach Eli 2, trolls will not be addressed. They will be banned immediately. This is a subscribers-only chat with no waiting period. All you have to do is subscribe, and you can chat right away. So, if you're going to come out here and troll because, this is not locked down to members only like the streams have been on the secondary channel, Coach Eli 2, then you're just wasting your time, and you're more pathetic than I already thought you were. So that is that. And Will, feel free to mod the chat if you spot the trolls before I do. So why am I streaming on Coach Eli, Elias, Melas? Most of you may be thinking, oh, Eli got a community guideline strike or he got a violation. No, I did not. And I wouldn't be able to do that. It is against YouTube's terms of service to stream on a secondary channel if you have a live streaming restriction or restriction in general. AZ Prod, how are you doing, brother? Welcome to the show. Reminder, once again, there's a 1 minute delay between what I say here and what goes out. Great to see you over here on the main channel. You got your mod wrench here as well. Lots has been going on. I've been dealing with a lot behind the scenes, and I've been taking care of Dawn. She's, been dealing with some health stuff. I mean, she's doing well, but, part of her, process of getting better is me being there for her, and I want to be there for her. And I will always give her my energy before YouTube. But I still have to find time to run the business too, right? I'm streaming here on the main channel because I haven't put out any content out here in about 3.5, almost 4 months. And there is a rule on YouTube through the Google Help pages that states if you have a monetized channel and you haven't posted any videos or community postings in a 6-month period, they have the right to remove you from the YouTube Partner Program. And then you can reapply. And if you fall below the threshold of 4,000 watch hours or 1,000 subscribers, you have to requalify. If you go 6 months without posting any content, such as community postings or, videos or live streams. Let's see. So that is the reason why I'm streaming over here. And let's see, what else was I going to say? I figured this would be an easier way to get some content out here. I do want to eventually start putting out some pre-recorded content, some more short form pre-recorded content such as YouTube Shorts, also some more pre-recorded topic-specific content. And if you folks out there, whether you're a moderator or just a regular consumer of content, hey, Jenny, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Did you change your name? Or have I been pronouncing your name wrong? I thought you were Jenny Sadler, not Sandler. Have I gotten that wrong all this time? I'm just curious to know. Thank you so much for being here on the main channel, Jenny. And you've got your mod wrench here as well. Great to see you. Hope your new year is going well for you and your family, your husband and your kids as well. But yeah, there'll be a lot more content coming to this channel. It's just I don't have the time to do it right now with the many things that are going on outside of YouTube. Like I said, I'm helping my girlfriend, Dawn. I am also helping my family out with some things. And I've got some other things in the works, that I've been working on that I'm not going to mention because, like I've stated recently on Coach Eli too, I'm not going to share everything, especially things that people can try to destroy that I'm working hard to build until they get to that point of where they'll just sustain themselves. So that is that. I must have been butchering your name all this time. Jenny Sandler, not Sadler, as in sad, right? My God, I feel like an idiot, but that's okay. That's okay. We all make mistakes. AZ Prod says, hey, Jenny. Will says, hi at Jenny Sandler. Jenny Sandler says, hey, AZ. Hope you are well. Jenny says, hi, Willis. And then she says, no, LOL. I butchered her name all this time. Forgive me for that, Jenny. Forgive me. So that is that. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing some live streams here from the studio on the main channel. They're going to be subscriber. No, it's Sandler. Yeah, I've been butchering it all this time. Please forgive me. I'm going to tell Dawn that I've been butchering your name all this time, and she'll probably get a good kick out of it. So anyway. I'm going to be doing live streams here on the main channel from the studio only. Probably for the next month or so at least. And then they're going to go, the in-studio streams will go back to Coach Eli too. I just want to get some content out here to be compliant with YouTube's monetization policies and buy myself a little more time based on what's going on outside of YouTube. That's taking up most of my time. Buy myself a little more time before I can do more pre-recorded videos that you have to edit and YouTube shorts that you have to edit, yada, yada, yada. You get the drill. Now, this channel is also monetized, but like I mentioned on Coach Eli 2 the other day, I'll say it here again. At this point, unless you want to watch 21 videos that I made a couple years ago regarding some really great topics, there's really no need to purchase a channel membership. You would need to purchase a $4.99 membership if you want to watch those 21 videos, but I would hold off until I get more premium content out here on this channel. You will not need a channel membership to chat here. When I do these in-studio streams, as they are subscribers-only chats, all you have to do is subscribe with no waiting period. You subscribe and immediately are able to chat. Same rules apply here. Like I mentioned on my community post when I shared this live stream event on Coach Eli 2. Same rules. Nightbot has the same block words, and so does the YouTube block words list. And we moderate things exactly the same way. So as you can see, Nightbot is active in here. The only thing that Nightbot is not sharing right now, I've disabled Nightbot to promote channel memberships because, again, I'm focusing more on the channel memberships on Coach Eli 2. And yes, on Coach Eli 2, the Walking with Purpose streams will still continue, but they probably won't happen for the next, 5 or 6 days unless there's a break in the rain. We're supposed to have constant rain for the next 5 to 6 days here in the San Francisco Bay Area. Welcome to the show, Whoosh Jr. I got your message on the other channel. I have not approved it yet. I will go ahead and give you a chance to redeem yourself here, and you can chat away as long as you keep it positive and keep it on topic. We're no longer talking about any past trolls or haters or anything directly. We may, mention some things, for example, purposes, at a broad-based level, but we're not specifically talking about any past, drama groups or anything like that. And that's part of the rules here. People that talk about that, I'll give them one warning. They do it again, they're going to get removed. But thank you so much for being here. So the topic of today's show is, have men already lost the gender war? Plus thoughts on 1 month into 2024. One more time, the topic is, have men already lost the gender war? Plus thoughts on 1 month into 2024. Here's how tonight's show is going to go. I'm going to actually share my thoughts regarding the first month into 2024 here in a second at the beginning of the show. And then I'm going to go over the first of 2 Reddit postings that are very interesting. They're dating stories, dating postings. And the second posting, I'm going to save the best for last, so you're going to have to stick around for that. It's going to be a posting regarding what one man made, regarding, have men already lost the gender war to women? And it's a very interesting posting. It's sharing a lot of things that I've talked about in the past, so you're not going to want to miss that. All right. So, my thoughts on 1 month into 2024. I got to tell you folks, and you tell me what you think. 2024, the first month of 2024, right now, as of the time I'm doing this live stream, it is 10:52 p.m. Pacific time here on Wednesday, January 31st, 2024. But it's 1:52 a.m. Eastern time. It's already the next month into, it's already the next month into February, pretty much everywhere else. Hello, how are you doing? Dub Soar 95387. Okay, you're welcome to the show. Yeah, please be respectful. I have a feeling that you're somebody that found out about me through some drama means. I'm very leery about channels that don't have an actual avatar. or, channel icon that use the standard basic letter that comes with your channel name. So, don't want to assume, but stick around if you follow the rules. And, thank you so much for being here. So I've got to tell you folks, the first month into 2024, has been unlike any other month in my entire life. And I'm seeing the same thing happen for many people. People have been incredibly busy this month. Will says we have some bad storms here in the Bay Area. Yeah, I'm looking at my security camera. Yeah, it's coming down pretty good right now. And interestingly enough, Will, earlier around 6 o'clock or so, our power went out, but came back 2 minutes later. And typically when that happens, somewhere along the electrical line in the area, there was some kind of a fault. And when that happens, it kills the power in the entire area, and then it resets the system. It's like a safety, mechanism for our power company out here, PG&E. So the power went out for 2 minutes, came back. It's been on since. Last year when we had a power failure here, we had a power failure for a couple of days. The power pole came down. They replaced the power pole with a brand new one, and it's very sturdy. And in the area where Don and I live, they've done a lot of great repairs. So we shouldn't have an issue. But if you folks see me go off the air and I don't come back for a while, or don't come back until tomorrow, then just know that the power went out. But I'm hoping we're going to be okay. But anyway, this first month of 2024 just feels different than any other first month into the new year in the past. And I think, I think the reason is because people are scrambling to figure out how they want to start off their new year. I always tell people to plan your new year 3 to 4 to 5 months in advance. Okay. So come July, August of this year, you should start planning for 2025. And I think a lot of people don't do that, and they just kind of wing it, and they hit January, and they're lost, and they're just trying to find their way, right? Now, for me, I'm noticing there are far fewer people consuming content on YouTube. Typically, January is the slowest month on YouTube, but this January of 2024 seems to be the slowest, month, the slowest beginning of the year ever on YouTube. I've been doing this for 6 years, and I've never seen anything slower. And what that's telling me is that people are consuming less content, not because they want to consume less content, because they're trying to figure out their goals for the new year. They're trying to set things up for the rest of the year. And again, if you folks, follow my advice, or were to have followed my advice earlier on in 2023 and started to plan ahead, then you wouldn't be in this predicament. Now, for me, it's been crazy because, Dawn had some health issues she was dealing with. She broke her ankle last year, and she's been dealing with some other things, but things are getting better for Dawn, and her nutrition's getting back on track finally, and she's starting to put on some weight. And I've been investing about 75% of my days to help her. I love her, and I want to give her all that time. But it takes a lot of energy, and then it also takes time away from creating content. And that's why you've seen a little bit less content from me than you have, in the past. But fear not. Everything is going to be back to normal very soon, starting today. And from this point on, you should be getting more consistent content from myself on Coach Eli 2 Authentic live streams, and here on the main channel, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas. And then Dawn and I will do a members-only stream at least twice per month. We're going to shoot for 4 members-only live streams once per week, but we're going to at least promise you 2 per month. So if you want to catch those, go to the Coach Eli 2 channel. Links below in the description. and sign up for your $4.99 channel membership, which will get you the members only live streams with Don, and will also get you, will also allow you to chat in a members only live chat when I do my Walking with Purpose streams. Those are going to remain publicly available, but they're going to be members only chats, meaning that you either need to be a moderator to chat in those chats, or you need to have a $2.99 channel membership for members only live chats. But if you're going to do that, just go for the $4.99 package and get everything, including the members only live streams with Don, which I can't even give free access to moderators. If even moderators want to watch those streams, they have to purchase at least the $4.99 channel membership. Okay. So yeah, my best advice is to, put January behind you and start fresh. Most people are going to watch this on the replay on February 1st. Start fresh. If you have bills on the 1st, like I do, pay your bills and start to, plan not only for February, but for the rest of the year. And if you have any questions on, how to better plan, how to better manage your time, etc., feel free to email me, Coach Eli at coacheli@eliasmelas.com, or come to any of the live streams, whether they're on Coach Eli 2 when I do the walks and ask questions there, or come to the live streams here on Coach Eli, Elias, Melas, which are going to be subscribers only chats with no waiting period. All right, so that is that. So let's go ahead and get to the first of two Reddit postings. I'm going to go through the first one, and then I'm going to take a quick break after I finish the first posting, and then I'm going to come back with a great finale regarding have men already lost the gender war? All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and switch on over to the browser screen here. And this posting is from the subreddit Dating Over 30. And the original poster's title is, "Should I date a man after he initially rejected me?" One more time. Should I date a man after he initially rejected me? When I was surfing through my Reddit feed earlier tonight, and I saw this, I'm like, shit, this is a great, great topic to discuss. Because I have personal experience doing this myself. No shame. I got to be honest with you folks. I'm a good guy. And, it's always been my intention to treat women with respect and be respectful. But sometimes you make some mistakes. And, this woman here that's writing this is dealing with a guy that, is doing a similar thing that I did in one of my relationships in my earlier 40s. So as I go through this here, I'll share more about that. It's rather comical, but anyway. All right, so let's see here. A guy I met on Bumble, a 33 male, who rejected me, 31 female, after our first date. But we formed a friendship. Oh, you formed a friendship. So he friend-zoned you? That's kind of odd. It's usually women friend-zoning men. Now wants to be in a relationship, and I'm now unsure. Well, ma'am, I don't blame you for feeling unsure. And again, I'm going to share my thoughts because I actually did the same thing to one woman in the same situation. This is just ironic, right? In this time frame, I've lost about 30 pounds. Oh, okay. So now you lose 30 pounds and you're looking hot and sexy and fit, and he wants to come back and be in a relationship with you. But before that, he didn't. And then in parentheses, she says, back to usual, had gained during a bad breakup. Well, that happens. That happens. And I'm pretty sure that's a great topic, says AZ Prod. Yeah. Damn, dude, I'm looking at my camera outside. It's really coming down. Oh, my God. I installed my cameras myself. This is a camera on the top of the house, on the roof, and I secured it pretty good. So we're supposed to also get some pretty strong winds. And yeah, these cameras have stood the test of time. But anyway, yeah, it is great topic, man. Great topic. And wait till you hear my situation, man. So yeah, this guy wants to now be in a relationship with this woman after initially rejecting her because she was 30 pounds heavier. Well, 30 pounds heavier, depending on her height. I mean, she was probably a little thick. There's probably a little more cushion for the pushing, right? But yeah, okay, I get it. Well, I think I'm okay knowing he might be more physically attracted to me now. Well, you like the fact that he's chasing you now. You lost the weight, and I'm pretty sure that you realized he probably rejected you because you were 30 pounds overweight, right? Now, that's not a good reason. That's pretty messed up on his part. But in all honesty, I think this guy did you a favor, even though he was being very shallow, like Shallow Hal. Remember the movie Shallow Hal? Even though he was being very shallow, he got you thinking, and you probably thought to yourself and said, well, he probably rejected me because I gained weight. And that made you say, I don't like what I see in the mirror, so I'm going to do something about it. So you did something about it, and look what happened. Now the guy's chasing you, which is a huge mistake and a huge turnoff for women. You see, when guys chase women, look what happens. They're confused, right? You never, ever, ever chase women. You never chase women because women will come out and say, I'm confused. I don't know what to do. But they're not confused. They just have no attraction for you anymore, right? Because when it comes to relationships, that's it has to be the woman's idea. You can't, as a man, go back and say, oh, I now want to be in a relationship with you. You can come back and say, hey, look, you know what? I screwed up. I shouldn't have let you go. You look great. You lost some weight. And I don't know if that was, partially what kept me away from you, but honestly, you have a great personality. And I really would like to get to know you, and just take our time to get to know each other. That's the way you approach it, right? You throw that out there, and she may end up giving you a chance. And if not, you just walk away, right? But as a guy, you can't come out there and say, that you now want to be in a relationship when initially you rejected the woman because she's 30 pounds overweight. I mean, that's not a smart dude. Not a smart dude right there. Okay. That's like a beta dude, right? Lots of those going around in this modern world. We talked about that plenty, and we're going to keep talking about the beta males in 2024 and beyond. So she says again, while I think I'm okay knowing he might be more physically attracted to me now, I still want to make sure he wants the relationship for more than superficial reasons. Well, he wants to bang you because he now sees you as hot. That's the truth of the matter, right? Especially since I still had interest from cute guys at my larger weight. Of course, there are guys out there. And you know what the thing is? This woman probably didn't really look that bad, 30 pounds heavier. She probably had a plumpier, juicy booty, right? She probably had bigger boobies. When women lose weight, they lose a little bit of the butt and the boobs, right? So yeah. And see, that's the thing that this guy doesn't get. He doesn't get that this woman is still going to have options no matter what she weighs, right? He played his cards wrong, right? How do I trust or sort out his intentions? Well, you should ask him. First of all, if you still feel any attraction from him naturally, and you want to possibly give him a chance, you ask him, what are his intentions? And see what he says. meet with him in person, look him in the eye, and look at his body language. And if his body language reads, sincere, if you want to give him a chance, sure. If his body language is all over the place or he can't look you in the eyes, then move on. Because if you don't, then he's going to use you for sex and discard you again when someone better comes along in his eyes, right? Okay? You deserve better than that. You do. Can I trust the change? No. Now, a lot of people say trust but verify, right? I would say maybe possibly consider giving him the benefit of the doubt if you meet up in person, look him in the eye, and he comes off sincere. Okay? But if he doesn't come off sincere, I would just say, hey, I'm just not feeling this. I'm sorry. This is not going to work out. Best of luck to you, right? That's the way you handle it, right? Or should we just remain friends? There's no such thing as being friends with a woman you have romantic interest in. So this guy doesn't want to be friends. He wants to bang. I mean, that's the bottom line. So, or should we just remain friends? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a whole lot of fun, right? That'd be like me saying, Don and I have been living together for over a year, and we are just platonic friends. We get along so well, and there's no one else in this world better for us, but we're just platonic friends, and we're not going to be intimate, and we're just going to, play Monopoly every night and whatever, right? I mean, come on now. I'm surprised because I've always been told, maybe wrongly, that guys won't change their mind after a first impression. Unlike women, I beg to differ on that. We change our minds all the time. Now, women are typically more of the mind changers, but in this modern world, normal men will change their mind, and beta males will change their mind all the time. Or, men that are, lacking masculinity will change their mind because they're all over the place trying to figure things out and figure themselves out. So I'm gonna read this, and then I'll share my story briefly after I read. This is a pretty long posting here, and then I'm gonna go through a few comments before going to the break. But before I get to the comments, like I said, I'm going to share my story of when I did this to somebody. And yeah, I do feel bad. Don't get me wrong. I do feel bad. Let's see here. Jenny Sandler says, I am married now, but when I was single, I wouldn't date someone overweight. Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of women are like that nowadays. I think it all depends, Jenny. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Some fit women will date men, that are 10, 20, 30 pounds overweight, right? But if they're heavier than that, then they won't. It all depends on what you're attracted to. It all depends on how superficial you are and if you're not superficial, and you're more about what's on the inside, but yeah, I mean, you have to be attracted to your partner. And you even said it, Jenny, no disrespect, like we talked about in the past. You said that, in your life during those days, you had some superficial moments that you weren't too proud of. I think you were saying something to that extent, in the past, earlier on this year on some Walking with Purpose streams. But yeah, no, I understand. Attraction is a must and not a choice. Jenny Sadler, 30 pounds is a lot. Yeah, it is technically a lot, especially for a woman. 30 pounds extra on a woman is going to show a lot more than 30 pounds extra on a man because, we're biologically built different. But, sometimes some women can carry that weight really well. And some guys are really into the more pushing for the cushion. It just all depends on the person. You know what I mean? And I learned that one. Trust me, I learned that one. When you hear my story, you'll see. You'll see. Will says, same here at Jenny, no fatties. Well, okay. All right. I mean, I understand people want to date fit, attractive people, but, there's a better way to approach it, right? And there's a better way to let people down. But let's move forward here. AZ Prod is laughing hard with that emoji there. Will says, if you're not fat, they should not be fat. Well, yeah, I mean, it should be like attracts like. But wait till you hear my story. Okay? Jenny Sandler, I agree, Willis. And Jenny Sandler furthermore says, I like men with a lot of self-esteem and confidence. Yeah, it's great to have self-esteem and confidence. You have to love yourself before anyone else is going to love you. Like we've talked about that quite often on my channels here. But also, you don't want a man that's arrogant. You don't want a man or a woman that's arrogant. You want a well-balanced man and a well-balanced woman. You want someone that loves himself deep within, but is also a kind, caring, compassionate, and giving person. And also takes other people's feelings, wants, and needs into consideration besides their own. So, AZ Prod, more pushing for the cushion. Yeah, dude. I mean, AZ Prod, you've never been with a woman that has a little more pushing for the cushion? I'm sorry, more cushion for the pushing. I got that backwards. You see, dude, I'm flipping out. More cushion for the pushing. That's what it is. Dude, I screwed that up. Thank you for correcting me. I appreciate that. More cushion for the pushing. Yeah, I said it backwards, bro. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, longer version plus background. In the fall, I met a guy on Bumble, and we texted every day for 2 months, plus 1 FT before our first date. What is FT? 1 FT before our first date in Boston. Help me on the chat. What is FT? Where I was moving shortly. I got caught up in the excitement of the false intimacy of texting. Communication died down before the first date on his end, bracing me for disappointment. But we did go on our first date when I was in town, which I enjoyed. But he ended up sending me a text stating he was not actually ready for a long-term connection. Maybe it was because of your extra weight. Maybe he just didn't feel that spark. Maybe he was picking up that you weren't really feeling it for him. A lot of guys nowadays, like myself, we can pick up on if the woman's really interested in us or not. And we're not going to go on a second date with a woman unless there's at least a kiss or some kind of making out happening on that first date. It just, if it's there, the woman's going to want to at least, make out with you a little bit before the first date ends. So that is that. Let's see here. I did think the rejection intense as an overly apologetic and presumptuous given our one date. Oh, you meant to say you took the rejection intensely, huh? I let him know I understood, reminded him we hadn't discussed an LTR, and I saw the date as just a vibe check to get to know each other better despite our texting. I was disappointed we didn't explore it further, but understood. You texted this guy too long, okay? What you got to do when you use dating apps nowadays, I've said it before, I'll say it again, okay? The first day you connect, you text back and forth throughout that day, right? And then that evening you set up a phone call. And if that phone call goes well, you talk for half an hour, an hour. If that phone call goes well, then you meet the next day or the day after at the latest, or it's not going to work out. You were basically texting him probably for days, weeks, or longer. And when that happens, you get this false sense of, being in a relationship already with a good dude and all that, right? And even if he sends you his pictures, you're still not going to know if you're attracted to him until you see him in person. That's why you got to meet as quickly as possible. But you also have to properly vet the person that you're talking with. Text throughout the day. If that goes well, exchange numbers, set up a call before you go to bed that night. If that goes well, set up a date for the next evening or the following evening at the latest, or it's not going to work out. Period. End of story. You got to get to the point. You wasted too much time here. So that's something that you got to change. Let's see here. Let me check out the chat here real quick. JD Sandler is laughing like hell in the chat there. AZ Prod, more. Yeah. I already read that. Woosh Jr., being a bachelor for life simplifies so much. Well, yeah, that's your choice. It's your choice, Woosh. I mean, I respect the fact that you want to live a single life after your divorce, but most people want to have a special someone. I enjoy Don's company. Don, Dawn is just an incredible woman. And that woman's been through so much, and she's so knowledgeable. And her and I are going to continue helping so many people because of what we both experienced. And there's no one I would rather go on this journey with than Dawn. So FT might be FaceTime. That's a good point. Dude, you know this stuff. Dude, AZ Prod, you're like the man. Dude, I'm going to give you a big round of applause. AZ Prod, you are like a general out here on YouTube, dude. Like, you know your shit, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Jenny Sandler, good job, AZ. I was struggling with what that was. Yeah, I was too, Jenny. All right, let's continue here. Next time I was in town, I took a risk and offered to meet him for coffee platonically. Oh, God. Platonically? And to my surprise, he took me up on it. Never. If you are interested in a woman romantically, you never agree to go on a platonic date. That's pathetic, man. That is weak. That is weak and pathetic there. He took me up on it, and we had a great combo. That sounds swell, right? Did you make out at the end of the night? Did you have some loving? Did anything romantic happen? No, you had a great combo. Hey, nothing wrong with having a great combo, but that great combo needs to escalate into something exciting, or it's not going to go anywhere. Why would you want to meet this guy platonically? Because you needed to kill time until you found someone better? You were bored and lonely? Fast forward to my permanent move, and we became fast friends. Ooh, you became fast friends. Another guy friend zoned, or he friend zoned himself. I don't get this, man. Bonding about how we don't really love the area, our work struggles, dating struggles, and how he's thinking of moving back home. So basically, you were each other's therapists, right? This is pathetic. I swear to God. If you need mental and emotional support regarding your life struggles, you can first start off by, you contacting a life coach like me. And if it's something out of our realm, we can refer you to a therapist. But these two basically decided to be each other's therapists, and that sounds so fucking swell. Wow. Okay. Sounds like a lot of fun to me. I remember those days in my 20s when I would talk to women, for a while before meeting them, and they would delay meeting because they wanted to keep talking with me because I had great advice. And I ended up realizing that women that were doing that were using me as a therapist, right? As an emotional sponge, right? And that's why I tell guys and gals, you text throughout the day when you first connect. That same day, you ask for the phone call, and then you get on the phone, and if it clicks, then you meet in person and see if the chemistry's there within a day or two. If not, it's not going to work out. You're wasting your time, and you're probably going to end up being someone's therapist, per se, figuratively speaking, that is, okay? Oh, boy. AZ Prod says, thanks, Jen. This is a great story. I'm glad you're enjoying it, AZ Prod. Glad you're enjoying it. Let's continue here. Then hanging out one time, he tried to kiss me. Of course he did. He wasn't there You think a guy's going to meet you platonically? Then hanging out one time, he tried to kiss me after we were drinking at his. So he had to get you drunk to try to get in your pants. That's like the oldest trick in the book. That's not a good thing, because that could end up being considered rape or something wrong. You guys, God, if the woman's not into you romantically, move on, because someone else will be into you. He tried to kiss me after we were drinking at his place. I pulled back and told him that while I enjoy his company, I'm not looking for an FWB situation. That's bullshit. You were not attracted to him. See, if you were attracted to him, you would have slept with him. You see, because there's no such thing as being in a relationship after the first few dates or so, right? You got to see if the chemistry's there. And typically people will end up sleeping together by the second or third date, right? But she tried to let him down easy and say, I'm not looking for an FWB situation. I was still looking for an LTR. Yeah, but you just weren't attracted to him. You're not going to go from one date to an LTR, right? You got to see if it's worth it to get in the LTR. And that getting together with him in that way would keep me from finding one. He respected that, apologized, and we took a week or two apart and started hanging out again, but more sparingly. Yeah, he was starting to realize he's not gonna reach your promised land. That the promised land is closed for business. God, man, wow. This dude is pathetic. A pathetic data. This woman, she's a typical decent woman that knows what she's attracted to. And these guys are showing up being so pathetic and weak in beta that she's getting turned off. Like, if I was single, and even if I was like 10 or 15 years older than this woman, I would have basically been so chill and relaxed. And I would sit there and talk with her in a nice way without pushing anything. And she would probably want to bang me, even if I didn't want to bang her by the end of the date. These guys just don't have any game. They don't have any fucking game. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. And then what they do is they lead women to believe that they can just get men so easily that women have unlimited options. And that's what causes this issue nowadays with dating. It's guys like these that overly inflate the value of all women. Pathetic. Let me check out the chat again here real quick. Jenny Sandler says, exactly, Eli. If the chemistry is there, it takes over. Of course, Jenny. Jenny, there's not a woman on the planet that wouldn't want to at least make out with a guy. Maybe not bang. Some women will bang sooner than others, right? But there's not a woman on the planet that won't at least make out with a guy or give him a kiss on the lips after a first date if she's not into him. When women are so into you, like, they can sit there and say, oh my God, I don't want to kiss him because I don't want to be shamed as the SL, I can't say the SLUT word, right? I don't want to get demonetized, right? But see, the bottom line is, even though women, fear being shamed for that, if they're into the guy, their passion will take over. And if the guy just sits back and relaxes, then, she'll like go and kiss him. And then it's game on, right? It's game on instead of game over. Then last week he asked me to talk and says he wants a relationship if I'm open to it. Oh God, this is more pathetic. This is so pathetic. This guy's desperate. This guy is weak, needy, desperate, and insecure. I follow another coach that I've been following for years. And I even paid for some of his premium content years ago because it was so good. And I learned a lot from him. His name is Dan Bacon from Australia. And he used to say that, women are not attracted. In his Australian voice, he would say, women are not attracted to men that are weak, needy, desperate, and insecure. Weak, needy, desperate, or insecure. Insecure, right? And it was during those days when I was dating my ex, Dana, when I was like in my early 40s, like 43, 44. And stick around because the story I'm going to be sharing does involve my ex, Dana. That coincides with this story here. But yeah, this guy is very, very weak, needy, desperate, and insecure. Oh boy, I already know how this is going to go. Okay. I asked him what's changed since we first met, but he couldn't articulate it because he just wants to bang me. He's a tryhard. Like, if this guy, was a decent dude, he would have 4 or 5 other options. And not be desperate to try to get in your pants. He's trying to lock you down, and that's just pathetic. And I told him I needed some time to think. No, you need 0 time to think. You don't need any time to think. That's your lame excuse. And this guy's going to eat it up, right? And the thing is that that's stringing the guy along. But guys need to learn to understand. When women say, I need time to think about this, I need to think this over, I'm unsure, give me a day or two to process my feelings. That's BS. Women are either in or out. There's no in between. Women and men are both either in or out from the very beginning, or they're never going to be in at all. Bottom line, End of story. Oh, boy. Jesus Christ. Man. Let me check out the chat again here. Will says, yeah, I had this girl in my chat message me. We clicked on paper, but not the pics. That happens, dude. And sometimes the pics are great, then you meet in person and they're like 50 pounds heavier, right? Or the guy's 50 pounds heavier, right? You got to be honest, people. You got to be really honest, or you're just wasting each other's time, right? AZ Prod is crying out of laughter there. Yeah. I'm sure you were crying out of laughter regarding the Dan Bacon Australian voice saying, this guy is weak, needy, desperate, and insecure. Weak, needy, desperate, and insecure. She needs time to run, says AZ Prod. Yeah, Jenny Sandler says, LOL, he wants to bang her, and he will play the game until he does, and then he will dump her. Yeah, maybe he might keep her around a little bit, but he doesn't want to be in a relationship with her. Now it's a challenge to him to get her. But he's trying too hard, so she's never going to give in. She's going to be in this endless loop of massive confusion, right? Woosh Jr. says that Jenny Sandler. Exactly. Hit it and quit it, as they say. Yep, you're right, man. You're right. So that's where I'm at now. I'm torn because he's a great guy. Oh, he's a great, nice, sweet guy, right? He's a great, nice, sweet guy. But he's not cute enough and has not enough swag to light your fire, right? We have the same values, but I'm afraid that one, he just wants the relationship because he's lonely or not happy here. And I don't want to be in the meantime relationship. Yeah, you're going to be the fill-in girl till he finds what he wants. Or maybe he just struggles getting any woman and he's trying too hard. And that's what's turning you off. If he might move away. Two, I'm worried the change is purely due to change in my physical appearance. Yeah, that's a huge part of it. And while I'm okay with that to an extent, want to make sure he's not too superficial. Well, this guy, whether he's superficial or not, I'm sure he is. It doesn't matter here. This guy is just exuding more feminine energy than masculine energy. This guy is a beta male, and you're not attracted to that because he's not showing up acting manly. That's the bottom line. He's showing up acting weak, needy, desperate, and insecure. That's it. Bottom line in the story, right? I'm thinking of just remaining friends. No, move on. Let him go, and he should let you go. You both need to move on. But at the same time, wondering if I should take the risk if this is something real. Help. That's up to you if you want to take the risk. It sounds like to me that you're really physically attracted to this guy, but he has no game, no swag, and that's turning you off, right? He kind of sounds like a dull knife, or he kind of sounds like someone that's not the sharpest tool in the shed. And that's turning you off. Women want a smart man that's well balanced. This guy is dumb as a rock, and he's all over the place. And if he's a good-looking guy, that's not good enough. And that's why it'll be a hit and then quit it, because now you're back in good shape. Now you're attractive. He's probably attractive. So now you two are attractive enough to bang together, but nothing more. There's nothing more there. Let it go. Move on. Edit. Well, I'm trying to figure out whether to move forward and figure out if he's ready for a relationship or even too superficial. He's not the dick some of you all are making him out to be. Please be kind. No one's saying he's a dick. He's not. He's just a beta male. He's a weak man. He has no game, okay? He lacks masculinity. That doesn't make him a bad guy. It makes him a man that lacks masculinity, and it's turning you off. You're turned off because he's not showing up being a man. Bottom line, end of story. When you figure this out as you get older, I mean, she's what? She's 31 years old. So she should have figured this out by now, or should be figuring this out about men, pretty soon. She's old enough to have enough experience to understand this. But for some reason, she's probably lacking the experience to understand what type of guy this guy is. He's a beta male. Bottom line of this story. Let's see the chat here. Will says, at Jenny Sandler, depends who the woman is. Jenny Sandler says she is worried that if she gets fat again, will he leave her? Probably. Yeah. Yeah. Not only that, it's the way he's showing up or not showing up, Jenny. This guy lacks masculinity. He's a beta male. Okay? She can't trust his masculine core. A man that's confident, but not conceited and not arrogant and well-balanced, would be able to make her feel comfortable and safe. If a woman doesn't feel safe and comfortable, you ain't getting shit. You're not. That's just the way it goes. You got to make the woman feel safe and comfortable. Bottom line. AZ Prod says, that's true, Jenny. Sounds like that's exactly what would happen. Yeah, probably. Probably. I would have to agree with that. Yeah. Will says, correct that, Jenny Sandler. He will bail. Right. Clarification on a relationship. Ask, when he told me he wanted a relationship a week after he tried to kiss me, he said, as soon as you pulled back and said you didn't want an FWB, I should have said that wasn't what I was looking for and I wanted to be with you. But when you said it would keep you from exploring an LTR, I was scared. It meant you didn't want anything romantic with me at all. But when I asked him what changed, he couldn't articulate. Yeah. You basically just gave him the answer there, and he still couldn't figure it out. Still concerning, but after comments going to give him a second chance. Wow. Okay. So she added this to her original posting. So she's going to give this guy a second chance. I'd be curious I'll follow on this posting. I'll keep it followed. I'll save it and see if she updates us. And then I'll update you folks if she does. This man has also watched my cat. Oh, he's a cat sitter now. Oh, God, man. This guy, wow. Like, this guy is going to the ends of the earth for a woman that he hasn't even had a kiss with. Like, you don't go to the ends of the earth for a woman until you know you're going to be together. Now, 2.5 years into the relationship with Dawn, I will go to the ends of the earth for her. I mean, and I have, and I will. And she does the same thing for me, but not on the first date. Not after the first month or so. This man also watched my cat cook me meals when I was sick, so now he's your nurse. Okay, so he's your cat sitter and your nurse, cooked me meals when I was sick, and has awakened from slumber just to walk to a bar in order to walk me back home. So he wakes up in the middle of the night when you call him after going to the bar to make out with other guys and have drinks with other guys to pick you up. This guy's a cuckold. Pardon my French. This guy's a cuckold now. Wow. Oh my God. This has got to be the most pathetic beta male Reddit story I have ever freaking read. This is the most pathetic. AG Prot, I got to ask you because, man, like, you've been around the most lately, according to all the other, or compared to the other men. I'm sure you agree. This is the most pathetic beta male, period, that we've ever come across. Wow. While relationship material or not, that's definitely true friendship. You also, please give him a break. The guy wants to bang you and he's pretending to be your friend to try to get in your pants. That's even more pathetic than everything else, ma'am. Come on. You're enjoying all of his services for free, right? So, in essence, if you're not getting the punani, no disrespect, right? If you're not getting the punani and you're a guy that's doing all this stuff to try to get this from the woman, to try to get romance from the woman, right? Like, in essence, this woman is getting all these services for free, right? Right? Wow. So please give him a break? No. He's never going to learn, neither are you. If everyone keeps giving you a break and giving you this free pass, you folks are never going to learn your lesson and you're never going to have what you want. I help people get what they want. I don't tell people what to do. I help people get what they want, and neither one of you are going to get anywhere near what you want if you keep doing this on both ends. Wow. Let's see here. Jenny Sandler, if a guy who wasn't my boyfriend did all that for me, it would turn me off. Of course it would. Of course it would. AZ Prod, update. Beta cuck simp stole my cat. Yeah, that's true, bro. That's true. Jenny Sadler says, AZ LOL. They used to call me the CUCK, right? This guy is the CUCK of the century. This guy is the cuck of the century. He is. He is. Wow. My story real quick before I read a few comments here and before I take the first break. So my ex-girlfriend, Dana, that I dated for a year and a half, that I used to run a former channel out here on YouTube 6 years ago that no longer exists. And I feel really bad because, Dana was a good woman. Just like Dawn's a good woman, Dana was a good woman. And I made a lot of mistakes in that relationship. I've talked about it in the past. I'm not going to go into deep detail again. But when I first met Dana, I saw her pictures, and there was one picture of her. She had a great personality, and we talked on the phone, and we clicked in that way. And I saw one of her pictures. She was in really good shape, and she just looked really cute, really good. But when I met her in person, she was like 30 or 40 pounds heavier. And, I tried to overlook it. I met up with her a second time because I really liked her personality. Like, she had a great personality, just like Dawn does. And after the second date, I just could not overlook it, right? So I basically let her go. I didn't go on a third date with her. And I started to date this other woman, ironically, that lived in the same city as Dana did. Luckily, that city, it's in Novato, California, in the North Bay, one of the nicest areas on the planet, right? It's called Marin County. Luckily, that city is, 50,000 people, because I didn't want to run into Dana while I was dating this other woman that was more my physical type. But this woman, while she was a decent woman, she was very demanding, and she didn't value my time. And she had a very strange work schedule, to the point of where I would have to give up working during the day for my business to spend time with her. So after, dating her, for, I think it was about a month and a half or so, I got fed up. And I just said, I'm going to move on. It's not going to work out. Sorry, right? I moved on. And then I ended up thinking about Dana and how nice she was. And she had the personality that I was looking for. And I basically sent her an email. And, I apologized to her, and I said, hey, if you're open to give this another chance, let me know if you want to talk by phone later tonight. I'm really sorry about what happened in the past. I was going through some stuff, and it's not fair to you, right? And she actually ended up, talking with me by phone that night, and then things ended up working out. And I'll tell you this, even though she wasn't my typical physical type, I ended up really, how do I say this the right way? I ended up becoming more attracted to women that have a little extra on them. I learned to just accept people for who they are, and nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect, right? And she wasn't horrifically overweight or anything. I just, always would date women that were more on the skinnier side, with very, very little fat. I really wasn't into the, more cushion for the pushing, right? And as I was dating her, her and I would hike. She started to lose some of the weight, got in better shape, and that was just a bonus. But the bottom line is, what I've learned as I've gotten older is that, someone that has a unique personality that meshes with yours, um, if you give them the chance, even if they're not your typical physical type, you end up really liking their physical type. It's very hard to explain, but I've been in this situation before, and that's why when I saw this story out here on Reddit, um, it was just like, wow, this is good stuff, and I have personal experience on this, and I feel really bad about how I handled that situation, and that whole relationship was a learning experience, on how to balance being a YouTuber or content creator on YouTube and being in a relationship, and you know, I learned a lot from it, and that's why now being with Dawn, we've been together almost 2.5 years. I learned how to better handle myself out here. And I was also able to prepare Dawn before she made her public debut. So before she made her public debut a little over a year ago, how to deal with the trolls and haters, which tremendously helped her. It was still hard to go through all the trolling and stuff, but my experiences from that relationship I was in with Dana, it made a huge difference to learn to be a better man that I am for Dawn. Also, wasn't meant to be with her. I was meant to be with Dawn. That was setting up the stage. So, AZ Prod says, I've been there, brother. Now I'm much more open to dating a woman with a few extra pounds. Right, dude. That booty, man. You got to boom, 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 right? Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. When I was younger, AZ Prod, I would date only skinny women. I wanted the hottest woman because I was insecure, I was immature, and I wanted to show off to my guy friends that I can get the hottest chick. That's a big insecurity. When you get older, you learn to appreciate people and appreciate things, for who they are, not in superficial ways like the woman in the post he was mentioning. Anyway, Will says, I'd rather date an ugly, skinny woman than a fat one. Well, yeah, and I used to be that way, dude. I used to be that way too. Like, I used to date some women that didn't have the greatest looking face, but they were in great shape. And when I was younger, right, like, yeah, you're right. A woman with an ugly face and a great body was more appealing to me than a woman that was a little bit bigger with a cute face. Now, I would take the cute face, either way, right? And that's what got me about Dawn. Dawn has a very cute face, and as Dawn starts to put on more weight, you'll see Dawn's an incredibly beautiful woman. She's just gone through some things with her family, and they're being worked through now. And she's got the right doctors and nutritionalists that are helping her put on some weight. When you see her put on 15, 20 pounds, she's going to be the hottest 48-year-old woman on the planet. Anyway, let's read a few comments here and then take our first break. We are at 1 hour and 8 minutes. Wow. You guys enjoying the show tonight, you guys and gals? Jenny Sadler, Willis, with the skull, with the bones in the skull. Oh, okay. All right. Where are we at? Let's go down to a few comments. Innately incognito. So first up, props for even considering this, because I think most people's knee-jerk reaction would be to shut it down based entirely on their pride. It's more pride. It's more about what's attractive and what's not. This guy that she's been dealing with does not display attractive masculine behavior. He displays weak. Let me do this again. He displays weak, needy, desperate, and insecure, unattractive behavior. Right? Your assessment of it is pretty much how I would view the situation, and I think it really comes down to one of those situations where you have to choose a scenario which you're more at peace with if things go wrong in the future. I mean, if she wants to give him a chance, that's on her, but she has to understand that more than likely, based on how he's shown up so far, he's going to disappoint her again. That's it. Are you comfortable giving things a chance only to find out he was saying sweet things to get laid? That's exactly. Big round of applause. This has become a game to this guy because she lost the weight. Now she's hot. And now he's like, can I reel this chick back in? I didn't want her. I rejected her. But now I'm going to try to pull her back in and bang her because she's hot. Right? You hit the nail on the head. Are you comfortable giving things a chance only to find out he was saying sweet things to get laid or to just get laid, in my opinion? Or is he truly, or if he isn't truly comfortable with this and it ends after wasting some time, yeah, this is not going to work out. If I was this woman, I would not give this guy a chance. Or are you more comfortable knowing that you might have thrown away something that could have been a happily ever after because you didn't want to take the risks above? This guy is displaying, sorry, I can't say this. Let me say this again. This guy is displaying weak behavior. He's displaying more feminine energy than masculine energy. He is very weak. I cannot believe these women cannot identify this in their early 30s. Adding on to the complexity of the above is thinking about how truly unique the connection actually is. If you passed on this guy, would you likely meet someone compatible to date in the next 3, 6, 12, 24 months? I bet this guy is very good looking. He's a good looking dude. And she's struggling because he looks good. And she's wondering if she can attract a guy as good looking as him. And she probably can. Let's read one more here. Oh, she got back here. Okay. The original poster responds and says, thanks. I had asked about the weight in a sticky thread and truly wasn't as okay with it at first, and it kind of hurt. But the thing is, this is my usual weight, and anyone I date now would see me at this better weight. I also don't know for sure that weight is the reason my friend has changed his mind. Why are you calling him your friend? He's not your friend. He's not even treating you like a friend. I mean, this is ridiculous. This woman actually thinks this guy is her friend. As for the if-or scenario you present, that's a good way to put it. In that case, too is T-O, not T-O-O. You spelled it as in too much. It's T-O. Sorry, man. Your grammar's horrible. And that says a lot right there, too. Way to put it, and I'll think on that. I will say I've known this guy. That could have been an autocorrect, too, on the iPhone or the Android. I've known this guy pretty emotionally, intimately now for a few months, and we're true friends. He's helped me through a lot. He's trying to win you over by, being your therapist, by being your maid, by being your chef, your private chef. He's trying to also be your cat sitter. I mean, come on, man. He's helped me through a lot. So I really 100% believe he's not the kind of guy to say those things just to get laid. Every guy that's trying to get laid is going to say whatever it takes to get laid. Come on. Even guys that truly want a relationship are going to do whatever it takes to try to get laid as quickly as possible. And same with women. Both men and women want to get laid as quickly as possible if there's chemistry. Because until that happens, there's nothing romantic there to lead to a long-term relationship, or LTR for short. However, subconsciously, he might want this just because he feels lonely, sad, lack of recent intimacy versus a true connection. Yeah. I mean, that is a possibility, but it still doesn't make it a good situation, regarding what you want. Now, if you were open to friends with benefits, then I would say hang out with him, have fun, hook up, have some great sex, see where it goes. I think another thing, she's way, way too pushy on wanting a relationship. It seems like she wants to meet a guy that she likes and is ready for a relationship right out of the gate. And that is too soon. You gotta hang out with each other and see if you're compatible first. Let's see. Jenny Sandler, I'm still laughing. Willis is like at Jenny Sandler with the, what is that, a fish emoji, whatever it is. AZ Prod, my friend, he's laughing, he's crying out of laughter. Jenny Sandler says, LOL, post nut. Are you saying nut as an ejaculation, Jenny? Is that what you mean by post nut? I used to have a friend. He was my best friend for a while. And he used to tell me that, in his 20s, he didn't want to get serious because he was hurt by his high school sweetheart he thought he was going to marry. So he would go and just date women and not commit. There were times where he would just meet women and he would just load and leave, right? And this guy would never use condoms with any of these women, right? And he would trust them when they would say they're on birth control and stuff. He would come hang out with me later on in the week of any particular woman that he hooked up with. He would lead the woman to believe that there could be something more, and then he would go to her place, have sex with her, and then he would say, I load and leave, right? Like the post nut. Load and leave. Wow. AZ Prod says, LOL, Jenny. AZ Prod furthermore says he's putting in a hell of a lot of effort to get laid when there are so many other options out there that would make it a lot easier. He's really obsessed with this woman. This is obsessed behavior. And this is this is almost like what Coach Corey Wayne would say. This is creepy stalkerish behavior. Wow. Let's see here. Oh, you read the next line. Maybe he'll have post-nut clarity. That's why you said it, Jenny. You were reading the screen. Maybe he'll have post-nut clarity, as I've heard some guys describe it. Well, if you don't use a condom and you let him nut it, where, right? You shouldn't be doing that right away, right? You should be using some form of protection, like condoms, initially. But look at this woman. She's saying, maybe he'll have post-nut clarity, as I've heard some guys describe it. With that said, he's an attractive guy. Of course, that's why you're still interested, because he's a good-looking guy, and you want to bang him. See, this woman wants to bang this guy, but she doesn't want to feel used afterwards. She's afraid of the shaming status, right? She's afraid of the SLUT shaming status that she would feel or probably get. He could definitely get physical, only intimacy elsewhere, I'm assuming. Well, you're a challenge to him. He's probably really attracted to the fact that you're not making it easy for him when maybe other women have made it easy for him. I mean, I've been dating and successfully since the weight loss particularly, but I find connections rare. Obviously, I have some sort of feelings for this man. I need to figure out, or I wouldn't be entertaining this conversation. I guess, I think, I'm just going to read this and take the break because I'm not going to go more through this. You folks can look at this posting if you want on Reddit and read more comments. But honestly, I think she wants to bang him. I think she's attracted to him. I think when a woman's attracted to you, you can make more mistakes. You can even be kind of beta. If a woman's attracted to you, you're a good-looking guy, and she's attracted to you, at least initially, you're going to get away with a lot of mistakes, right? And if you're less attractive, you have a lesser threshold of mistakes to make, right? So honestly, man, get it over with. Have some fun with this guy. Call him up and say, hey, you know what? If you want to take me away for the weekend, let's have some fun. And let's have fun all around. Let's go have some fun. Let's go walk along the beach. Let's go take a walk or a hike. Let's go to dinner, and let's go back to the room and really see how much fire we feel for each other. This woman is really into this guy. She's afraid of being shamed. She's afraid of the stigma. This is 2024, man. Forget about the stigma. It's not 1950. Go have some fun. Women are having fun too. Both men and women are having one-night stands, friends with benefits. The stigma is no longer there. Life is too short. Go have fun, bang this guy, and see if it leads to something more. That's all. Let's go back to full screen. I'm going to queue up some royalty-free YouTube music and check out the chat here before going on break. Jenny Sadler says she should bang him just for watching the damn cat. Of course, Jenny, big round of applause. That's funny, Jenny. That she should bang him just for watching the cat. This dude has gone to the depths of the earth for this woman. And she's really attracted to him. Like, honestly, if he, I think the one thing this guy is lacking is knowing how to talk to her. He doesn't know how to seduce her. He doesn't know how to seduce a woman. He should just sit her down and say, look, we spent a lot of time together, right? And you know what? I'm not interested in just being friends with you. And she might say, well, why not? Because I'm seeking something romantic, and I think you are too. I think you're using the friend thing as a cop-out. Be confident, right? And here's the thing. Look, you're beautiful. I mean, you know, I take care of myself. I'm assuming you're attracted to me. I wouldn't say I know you're attracted to me. That would sound cocky. I'm assuming you're attracted to me. She goes, yeah, I'm really attracted to you. Then what's the problem? Well, why not? Let's just have some fun. Let's make out. Let's just, you know, have some fun and see where that takes us, right? This guy's just not, he's not closing the deal. This guy's a horrible salesman. Horrible. Will says, at Jenny Sandler, my ex had 21 cats. Oh my God. Like 21 Jump Street with Johnny Depp. 21 cats. Jenny Sadler. Willis. Wow. Okay. Wow. All right, folks. I'm going to queue up some royalty-free YouTube music. And then come back, and we're going to get to talking about, have men already lost the gender war? If you thought that was a great posting, this one is one that's just going to put everyone on edge. This is one that a lot of women don't like because there's a lot of truth to it. But I'm sure Jenny will be. Jenny, what I respect about you is you're so honest. And if the woman is wrong, you'll say the woman is wrong. If the man is wrong, you say the man is wrong. Like, Jenny, you are not swayed one way or the other based on the feminist movement. And I respect you for that. I really, really do. And it takes a strong yet well-balanced woman to be like that. And I'm sure your husband appreciates that about you. All right. What other songs do I want to play here? Let me see here. What do I want to play? Okay. All right. Boo-doop, boop, boo-doop, 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 boo. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Don Lex wanted to do that. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I can't decide on the final song. Let me see. All right. Music is all queued up. I'm going to step away for probably about a 7 or 8 minute break. I'm going to go check on Dawn. She's been taking a little bit of a nap. I'm going to check on her and use the little boys' room, right? And then come back. And you're not going to want to miss this. Jenny Sandler says, thanks, I try my best. All right, so stick around. We'll be right back. Oh yeah, Ethan Mixell in the shadows. You gotta love that Ethan Mixell, right? Yeah. Humma, 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 humma. Yeah, it's Whiskey by the artist Humma Humma from the YouTube audio library. Yeah. Yeah, baby, yeah, pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. Let's get that energy up, energy up, energy up, energy up. Yeah. Yeah, oh man. Holy Moses, holy Moses. What a great show tonight. I'm really feeling the fire to continue doing these shows, maybe, nightly here on Coach Eli, Elias, Melas, at least for the next month or so, or at least 5 days a week. You let me know what you think in the chat there. Yeah, let's get right back to it. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube, live on the main channel, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas, where we're going to be doing in-studio streams here for the next month or so. And, I'm getting your messages behind the scenes there, Will. I'll check them out after the show. I'm glad you're here tonight and you're enjoying the show. Thank you to everyone for being here. Tonight we've been discussing, have men already lost the gender war? We're going to get to that here during the second half of the show. At the beginning of the show, we discussed my thoughts on 1 month into 2024. And I even went over another Reddit posting. Should I date a man after he initially rejected me? And I even shared my own personal experience in being a man that did that. So you're going to want to go back and check out the replay if you miss any parts of the show. And just to remind all of you folks that if you're getting great value here and you would like to support myself and Don, with a donation, you can make a donation in any amount based on the value you feel you are receiving. You could do so in one of many ways, which is what I'm trying to say. Here on the main channel, we're also monetized. We have the super chat at the bottom of the chat. You can send a super chat. I can't even talk. You can send a super chat or super sticker. See, I haven't done this in a while, so forgive me for losing my verbiage. You can send a super chat or super sticker in any amount by going below, clicking the $sign. You can also donate via Cash App or PayPal. Nightbot has been sharing our Cash App and PayPal links in the chat every 7 minutes. On PayPal, you can go to paypal.me/Coach Eli. And on Cash App, you can go to $, The Real Coach Eli. And as always, donations are greatly appreciated, but they are not required. And this has been the slowest month for donations. January is just a really slow month for everyone. So if you feel it in your hearts and souls and you want to send some donations to help Don and I out a little bit, we would greatly appreciate that. If not, no worries. We understand it's the beginning of the year and people are going to start to prepare for taxes, right? All right. So, Jenny says, thanks. I try my best. Yeah, like I mentioned before we went on the break there. We have 13 people here. Thank you so much for being here. I'm surprised that we still have, 13 people here. Wise one says, Coach Eli rules. Okay. Well, hopefully you mean that and you're not trolling. It's okay. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. All right, so let's get to the part of the show I've been waiting for. This is going to be a phenomenal Reddit posting, probably one of the best Reddit postings I'm going to be going over, and you folks can all learn from this. So let's go ahead and switch on over to the browser source there. And this is from the subreddit Purple Pill Debate, one of my most favorite subreddits out here on Reddit. And the title of the original poster is, Men Have Already Lost the Gender War, and It's Bound to Get Worse. And AZ Prod's like, man. These are great, great postings. I can tell. I know the type of content you like. You're very similar to myself, AZ Prod. So I have a feeling you're going to really, really love this one. Men have already lost the gender war, and it's bound to get worse. Right off that title right there, I can wholeheartedly agree with that because we have so many pathetic and weak beta males out there. And I say that respectfully. You all can turn things around, but you need help to turn things around, or this is just going to continue to sink for men, and women are going to keep sailing off into the sunset with everything. And while I'm happy that women have risen up and they're doing great things that they weren't even able to do in the past before they were liberated, men are just falling apart. They just keep falling apart. And he says, debate. Okay. Well, I'm not here to debate. I'm here to dissect. Here are some reasons why women are winning the culture war. Beta males. I mean, I can end this right now and say it's the beta males. Have a good night. No, just kidding. But contrary to what some manospherians say, that's the manosphere. The manosphere is a group of men out here on YouTube and Reddit and other forums regarding men that typically, are looking to learn how to better understand the modern woman. A lot of them are angry and bitter because of the fact that women have risen up and now they're doing things that once only men were able to do. A lot of these men are upset because women are surpassing them with college degrees, are surpassing them with income and the type of jobs they have. They're surpassing men with maturity, with emotional stability. It just seems like, everything is flipped. It seems like, the men are now the women and the women are now the men. That's what it seems like. Artificial wombs will not help men in any way whatsoever. If anything, it will help women become even more independent of men. Yeah. Well, why would a woman want to be with a man that's weaker than her? Why? Now, I'm not saying women are weak, but why would a woman want to be with a man that can't offer her at least what she's able to offer him? Think about that, right? How can you protect and provide if the woman can provide more than you, right? How do I know this? Because surrogacy is already available, and it is mostly used by gays and rich women couples. That's true. That's true. Yeah, there are a lot of gay and lesbian couples that are having kids through surrogates, and they live happily ever after, right? Artificial wombs will not be any different. Most men don't have the drive to become single dads. They don't. They really don't. Artificial wombs will only extend, you meant to say extend, typo, the time window in which women can have kids, making men even more unnecessary. Well, yeah, a lot of women are now going to college, getting a degree, and they're not even thinking about starting a family till their early 30s. And at that point, it's hard for them to get the man they want because the men they want in their early to mid 30s are going after women in their early to mid 20s that are younger and more fertile, right? Or will be fertile longer, right? Women in their 30s are still fertile, but women in their 20s, you have more time to have more kids, right? That's what you want. Young men are unmotivated. You can say that again. Young men are unmotivated. Don't work much. That's true. They try to shortcut everything. Don't attend college. Yeah, women are getting 2 degrees nowadays for every one that a man gets. Women outshine them again and again in most metrics. Yeah. This combined with affirmative action will inevitably lead to a record number of women in positions of power. Yeah. I mean, that speaks for itself. I don't have a whole lot to add to it. It just speaks for itself. I mean, this dude is clearly stating the facts, right? Let's see here. Most men are so sedated by porn and video games that they will never rebel. Yeah. They're like, okay, well, women don't want us. They don't accept us for who we are. So we'll just keep playing video games and watch porn. We'll get gratified through porn, and we'll have fun during our spare time playing video games, right? And these men don't realize why the women don't give them any attention because they just have given up on themselves, right? And a lot of these men, they just have subpar jobs. They don't strive for a better job to make better money. A lot of these men dress scruffy, right? They don't groom themselves. They don't shower. They don't shave. They don't use deodorant, right? It's just unbelievable. Let's see here. No matter how alienated they are, a lot of jobs will be automated. Others will be covered by immigrants. So what they were saying here is most men are so sedated by porn and video games that they will never rebel, no matter how alienated they are. A lot of jobs will be automated. Others will be covered by immigrants. Hold on a second. Folks, I will be right back. Give me just 1 second, okay? Give me 1 second. All right. We are back. Let's just go ahead and stretch it and get right back down to business. I am so sorry about that, folks. Dawn needed my help for a second. She woke up and she needed my help with something, and I will always help her out, until her ankle fully heals. She's doing a lot better, and she's able to walk, but she's not supposed to push it too much, slowly but surely. So I just wanted to give her a hand for a second there. All right, before we get back to the posting here, let me see what's going on in the chat. Wise One says, Vince McMahon has lost the gender war. Well, why do you say that, Wise One? Just curious to know. All right, let's see here. So before we get back, let me just make sure everything is rolling smoothly again. Give me a second. Give me a second. Scratch it and get right back down to business. I am so sorry about that, folks. Dawn needed my help for a second. All right, we are all good. Let's continue here. So yeah, most men are so sedated by porn and video games that they will never rebel, no matter how alienated they are. A lot of jobs will be automated; others will be covered by immigrants. Yeah, and that's happening already. It is. A lot of jobs have gone by way of automation, AI, artificial intelligence, and the jobs that most people don't want, that pay less than people want, the immigrants will take them because our money here in the U.S. is worth, for example, like almost 20 times more in Mexico than it is here. So, yeah, I hear you on that. We see no indication that women are lowering their standards in any way. No, they're not. Why should women lower their standards, right? Why are men upset that women have higher standards and have risen up and surpassed men? I mean, the bottom line is this. I'm proud of women for rising up and becoming stronger, but the fact that they've not only surpassed men, they've surpassed men by far, should get men to look in the mirror and say, I'm really pathetic. I am so pathetic and weak. And instead of working on myself to become just as good as these women, I'm complaining that they have the opportunities that we have. Well, they still have to qualify for the opportunities. They're out qualifying you guys. So it's really sad. It's really, really freaking sad. If anything, TikTok has glamorized the luxurious lifestyle so much. Well, so has YouTube. All of social media. Look, if a lot of women will come on social media and pretend to be something they're not, or they will overly glamorize themselves just to get your clicks. And guess what? They get the clicks from the beta males. And again, it's the beta males that give women this market. You guys are giving women this market. You guys are just giving up. And that's what's giving women everything. And fine, I'm not saying women shouldn't have the opportunities, but you guys are giving women way more opportunities than they bargained for. You have nothing to blame but yourselves, guys. Bottom line. You can turn it around. And you should. Let's see here. Promiscuous women and single mothers don't get penalized in any way whatsoever. Well, promiscuous women nowadays in 2024 have the same, outlook on it as men always have. Men have always been promiscuous. Now women are. So they have equal rights. So why shouldn't they be if they want to be? It's their choice. Now it's up to you as a man. If you are a man with morals, values, and ethics, and you want a good woman in your life that's loyal and faithful, it's up to you the type of woman you want to give a chance to date, right? And you would hope to find a woman that's not promiscuous, but if women choose to be promiscuous, that's their choice. Just like you guys have always had that choice, right? And can easily find a man at any age. You know why? Because there are so many thirsty beta males that overly inflate the value of all women. You guys are making this way too easy for women. Okay? You're making it way too easy simply by just not showing up being a man. Bottom line. Bottom line. Wise one says he defected on a woman at his company. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I didn't hear about that. I'll have to look into that. I have not kept up with WWE in such a long, long time. I'll have to look into that. But thank you for sharing. So again, yeah, and women can easily find a man at any age, provided they are willing to lower their standards a bit. I literally know a 47-year-old single mother seriously dating a 35-year-old single dad. Well, I'll tell you this. Have you seen what women look like nowadays in their late 40s and early to mid-50s? There are a lot of women in their late 40s to early to mid-50s that are in better shape and look more attractive than some 20-year-olds do. And that's why they're getting 35-year-old men, right? Right? But also, that 35-year-old man that they're getting is probably having difficulty getting women more his age. Either that or they're just into older women as a fetish or something, right? Like the fact that men are so beta nowadays, that's what's basically made all these options happen. You would never see, back in the days, you would never see an older woman with a younger man. You would never see a woman 12 years older with a man, because women were dependent on a man for survival. And typically, if the man was 12 years younger than the woman, he probably, wasn't stable enough financially or had grown up enough yet to be able to protect and provide. But nowadays, because, women are outshining men, women are the providers now for the most part. Well, there's still more male providers than women, but 30% of the households are, run by women. 30% of the households, in 30% of the households, women are the breadwinners, and it's continuing to climb. That's why you're seeing this happen. Women don't feel threatened by AI, girlfriends, and sex bots, and secretly feel relieved that low-status men, do you hear that? Low-status men will focus on these things instead of bothering them. Right. That's exactly right. Yeah, I don't even know what more to say. It's just sad and pathetic. It really is. Wiseman says it's a huge scandal. You should make a show on it. Content creators are getting clicks and views on the scandal. I'll look into it, and if I can fit it into my content, then I'll do something about it. But I'll definitely look into it. Sounds interesting. Thank you for sharing. Let's see here. Taylor Swift being the top artist right now and a billionaire says all you need to know about the hold that women have on culture. Yeah. No. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm proud of Taylor Swift for her success, and it's all good. And my girlfriend Dawn really loves Taylor Swift, but she's a strong woman, and she's been through a lot, and she sings about that in her songs. And yeah, I mean, when you have women nowadays that are fighting for equality, are fighting to be heard, are, making lots of effort to get their message out, while men are becoming more and more lazy, how can you blame them? Can you even blame women for what they're doing? I mean, women are literally making up for the lack of masculinity nowadays. And that's what's thrown everything into a tailspin in regards to heterosexual relationships. Let's read a few comments here before we go off the air. People are wrong on the internet, says Blue ST Juice. Okay. I find it interesting how your third point implies that immigrants aren't men. Where was that implied? Well, let me see here. Where did he say that? All he said in general was a lot of jobs will be automated, others will be covered by immigrants. That could be male or female. That's all. So I don't understand why you're saying. I find it interesting how your third point implies that immigrants aren't men. Oh, they're men and women, and he didn't imply that. You just misread that. That's hypergamy in a nutshell. Those that keep the lights on and the cogs turning are not men, just expendable tools. No, here's the thing. You guys keep saying this hypergamy thing, right? Women have always sought out the strongest man to procreate with and a man that can protect and provide for them, right? So why should a woman stick around with a man that's not strong enough to take care of her and the family, right? See, a lot of you guys, that just don't have much to offer and you're lazy, and you're just upset that you're being outdone by women, are going to say it's hypergamy in a nutshell. It's hypergamy at its finest, right? Now, there are some women that, will just never be satisfied and play games, and will always seek someone better than they have. And that's called the grass is greener on the other side syndrome, which never works out. And after women like that play the field for a while and keep trying to seek up, they end up realizing that they're older and they haven't found someone to settle down with, and it becomes harder to finally settle down, right? Now, I was thinking also at the break, I was going to mention this when I first came back, but regarding the first posting on why that woman was worried about giving that guy a chance, right? And why that guy initially wasn't willing to give her a chance. So initially, that guy in the first posting that rejected the woman because she wasn't as attractive, weighed more, he rejected her. And then when she lost the weight, she was basically, not giving in to the fact that he's now ready to be with her in more of a long-term type of way, right? And I think what it boils down to is that they both had FOMO, fear of missing out. I think they both like each other. They're both attracted to each other. And I think they both, might want to give it a chance, but they're both thinking that, okay, what else would I be missing out if I commit to this guy, right? And I'll tell you, if you have FOMO, fear of missing out, and if you always have the grass is greener on the other side syndrome, you're never going to be satisfied. You're never going to settle. At some point, you got to find someone that you're compatible with and settle down and have that life or that family if that's what you want. Because if you keep on, making it difficult because you fear that someone better will come around once you commit, then, by the time you actually commit, you're going to be much older and it's going to be harder for you to get what you want, especially if you want kids. All right. Rescredo, no pill woman, says, it's just vile white supremacy. I doubt that. That might be partially true. But all men are like all men. There are beta males in every race. I mean, right then and there, you're kind of blanketing something there that really isn't true, because there are beta males that are in all races, right? There are different types of men and women in all races, so you can't blanket it that way. Men, in its definition, are white middle-class men of default level of privileges and full of I demand because I deserve my God-given birthright. Well, I mean, there are some men out there here in the U.S. that are white supremacists. I've come across a lot of them on YouTube, and they're intolerable. They are very angry, bitter, and jaded men. Now, to a certain extent, I'm a white male, right? And to a certain extent, I can understand where these guys are coming from, but they take it a bit too far. They should just let things go and focus on, dealing with people that are going to make them happy, right? But there is a lot of truth where pretty much everyone's a protected class except for, white men. All women are protected by feminism, regardless of their race. All other men outside of Caucasian men are protected by their race, right? So I can somewhat understand why some white men feel this way, right? But back in the days, it was all about white men and everyone else got the short end of the stick, right? Nowadays, it's equal for everyone. And the problem is, these white men now that had it easier back in the days, right? The white men living now, they want it to go back to being the way it used to be. They don't want to work to, be noticed and have what they want and earn what they want. They want to just be able to snap their fingers and get it because they're white. It doesn't work that way anymore. Sorry, guys. Original poster is a woman? Oh, really? I thought it was a man. And in my opinion, her post sounded like a humble brag more than anything else. Wow. I wouldn't call it a humble brag. I would call it the truth. Whether she's bragging or not is irrelevant. It's the truth. It is also important to note that the drive for power is ubiquitous among all human beings. White male ambition is not limited to them in the least bit. Okay, fair enough. Shenanigans, a female, agreed on every point. Let's see here. All right. Critical Corner 1859 says, Op absolutely doesn't sound like a woman. Yeah, that's what I thought. The original post is nothing short of insane. There's no gender war. There doesn't need to be a penalty for consenting adults enjoying. Well, first of all, I disagree. There is a gender war. There definitely is a gender war. I choose to not participate in it, and I don't like to look at things in that way. But you can't speak for the masses, right? You can only speak for yourself. Maybe you don't feel there's a gender war, or maybe you just don't want to participate in it like myself. But there definitely is a gender war. There is. There is. There doesn't need to be a penalty for consenting adults enjoying sex, and men aren't sedated. Well, the only way men are sedated is if they sedate themselves, right? And if they're so discouraged by women being by women rising up and making something out of themselves, then that's a problem they got to get over. They can't let the abundance of women being successful stop them from being successful themselves, right? Most men are healthy men enjoying normal lives. I tend to disagree with that. There are a lot of men and women that are living unhealthy lives. The divorce rate is 50 to 60%, not only here in the U.S., but globally. You can't sit here and tell me that most men are healthy and enjoying normal lives. I do believe that we should push to educate men more. I agree. And that's what I'm going to be doing here. I've got modernmanresources.com, which redirects to modernmanresources.org. The site is not up yet. I'm going to be building it this year. Right now, if you go there, it says coming soon. But I plan on starting a foundation, a nonprofit organization to help men better understand these things, because they don't. But come on, acting like all men are sore losers is delusional. Not all men are sore losers, but there are more sore loser men in the modern world than ever before. That's what you need to understand, and you're not understanding that. We won't need incubators or whatever because we literally have men that we want to have families with the natural way. The only reason why the birth rates are lower is because of the economic state. That's bullshit. The reason why the birth rates are lower is because more women in this modern world have become career-focused and family-focused. That is wrong. Absolutely wrong. People don't want to have children when they're starving themselves. Well, that's your opinion. But from what I've seen, and I've been doing this for over 6 years, I've been a part of a lot of these men's groups. I was a part of a huge movement 6 years ago called MGTOW, Men Going Their Own Way. And while I didn't like what was happening out here on YouTube and Reddit during that time with a bunch of angry and bitter men, I learned a lot. And I started to really see what was going on. And the problem was not women. Now, there are some women that are problematic, don't get me wrong. But I'm speaking for the majority. The problem, the men were trying to say this is the women are the problem. But no, the problem is the men and their lack of masculinity and their lack of how, they're showing up. They're not showing up. And they're whining and complaining instead of turning their lives around for the better. Red Pill Man says OP is a woman, or original poster is a woman. Let me see if there's anything else I want to read here. You can't really talk about the future of gender dynamics. If you don't posit some underlying causation. Okay, you're writing weird. Why is this happening? Why are men underperforming, both against women and historical male standards? Why are men checking out? Why are women's standards rising? Why are women determined to be so promiscuous? Because women support each other and men fight each other. There are some women that do catfight, but it's not as much as you would think. Okay? Women have come together as a collective, and they're supporting each other. And men, all they're doing is fighting each other. I've never seen more men fight than I've seen out here on YouTube over the last 6 years. And it's really pathetic. And that's why this is happening. Let's see here. Answer, black-leaning red pill man. Meaning the black pill, which is one of the stronger pills along with the red pill. Answer to all of the above. Male thirst. Repeat. Answer to all of the above. Male thirst, a.k.a. beta males. Men, it should be that, not with. Men that clearly put up with any level of bullshit imaginable for relationships, easier access to regular sex. There you go. There you go. I'm going to wrap it up right there. And go back to full screen. We are at 2 hours and 9 minutes. Yeah, you know, the more and more I read these Reddit stories, the more and more I see men sinking in the modern world. We need to do something about it. We need to start a collective to help men. And this collective is not something that should be about trying to outshine or outperform women. It should be about becoming better men. Okay? We need to help men become better men, become stronger masculine men, not men that are, assholes or not men that are arrogant or conceited, but good, strong, well-balanced, alpha males that are loving and caring in a respectful and dominant way, respectful way. Okay? Men have to be dominant, but you can be dominant in a loving and respectful way, right? That's what we need to do. Bottom line. So that's going to wrap it up for this show here tonight. Make sure that you make everyone aware that I'm going to be broadcasting live regularly on most weeknights and some weekend nights. Typically after 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, maybe a little bit later than that. Right here on Coach Eli, Elias, Melas. I'll be doing that here for the in-studio streams for at least the next month or so. Again, make sure you go below the description and subscribe to Coach Eli 2 Authentic Life Streams. I'll be doing the Walking with Purpose streams there. I hope I can get a walk-in over the next, 5-6 days that we have this constant storm. But if not, then Don and I will be doing some shows together on Coach Eli 2. Regardless, we're going to do a couple shows coming up in February, which is, now it's February. It's after midnight here. It's February pretty much everywhere, February 1st. But we may end up doing a few more shows. Might end up doing ones at some point this week, in addition to the other 2 shows we're going to do if I'm not able to take a walk due to the weather. So make sure you subscribe to the other channel, Coach Eli 2 Authentic Live Streams. YouTube.com/Coach Eli 2 or at Coach Eli 2 is the handle. So I want to thank you all for being here tonight. I feel really good that I got this show in. Had a great time. Thank you to everyone for being here. Again, make everyone aware that I'm doing some shows here on the main channel, so we get more people participating and we can help more people, change their lives in positive ways, personally and professionally. With that being said, have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.